Hi, my name is Isabella Bennett, and this is Backstage at DG Studios.
Hi guys, welcome to Backstage at David Gray Studios. Isabella started with us when she was very young, and she's still very young, but met with instant success almost. So we cover all kinds of different aspects and facets of the entertainment industry at the school. We have classes for audition technique, classes for scene study. We have film camp where we actually make short films. What would you say that you learned in class or were working on in class, then you got on the set and you're like, oh my God, it's like the same flippin' thing. What translated for you the most?
Not being afraid of choices. I remember on set, I would just show up and I'd be like, you know what? I know I practice it this way, but let me just try it this way. And I'd actually most of my lines were ad-libbed because at some point I was just like, you know what? Let's just try this. And the director loved it.
Now this is on which project are we talking about?
On the Santa Clauses.
On the Santa Clauses. Oh, by the way, everybody, don't miss the Santa Clauses. Streaming right now on Disney Plus, starring Isabella Bennett and also Tim Allen. I think he's in it too.
Yeah.
What was that like for you? I mean, so many people dream of actually doing this, and then you waltzed in. And how long did it take before you got repped and got your first job? Do you think?
I think it took me about 2 or 3 months to get repped for sure. Thanks to you. And to get my first job, maybe 7, 8 months. Definitely less than a year.
What is your very first memory of me?
Of you? I remember you had you always talked very dramatically.
Did I?
Yes, like that. You're always very dramatic, and I actually kind of like that. At first, I was almost scared of you. But,
No.
But now, I mean, we're friends. So.
One thing that I think is so important is if you're talented, if you're good, you're actually going to meet with more disappointment, not less. Because if you're good, you're going to go in on stuff and they're going to call you back, then say no. And that hurts a lot more than them just saying no right out the gate, and then you totally forget about the project entirely.
Yeah.
And the closer that an actor gets to booking the project, I think, the more it hurts when they say no. And inevitably, they say no most of the time, but apparently not all the time. So what did it feel like to get your first gig?
It was really cool. I remember, I think we were on vacation. We were just in a hotel with my parents, and we get the call, and I'm like, wait, is this really happening? Is this, what? And I remember I was just jumping up and down on the bed, as one does when you book your first job. And I just couldn't believe it.
What do you think is the biggest difference for a young actor working in the classroom as opposed to working on set?
You get to really try new things in the classroom. You get to say, oh, well, I'm going to play the nerd here, but actually on the second take, I'm going to try something different. Whereas on set, I feel like you got to kind of stay to your character. You can't switch it up in between scenes.
Not as much experimenting going on, right?
I remember early on I was afraid to do bad, but there's not really such a thing.
Right.
Another thing I'd say is always show up with your lines memorized.
Yeah, that's for sure, right? That's a no-doubter. And have you decided, is this a life choice for you, the arts?
Oh yeah, definitely. Even if it's not gonna end up being acting, just any kind of form of art. Painting, dancing, I love all of it.
Well, we are so happy to have you at the studio as a student and to watch your young career go. Most of the actors that we bring in for these interviews are a little older, but I can spot a star on the rise. It's what I do. I've been doing this so long, I don't even have to be very good at my job to be able to spot it by now. And this one, everybody, watch out for her. Thanks, Isabel.
Thank you.